SQL programming language. What is SQL? For managing data stored in a relational database management system, RDBMS, or for stream processing in a relational data stream management system, programmers utilize the domain-specific language known as Structured Query Language, or SQL, RDSMS. It is especially helpful when managing structured data or data that includes relationships between entities and variables. Compared to more traditional read-write APIs like isomorphs SAM, SQL has two key advantages. The idea of accessing numerous records with a single command was first proposed. The requirement to define how to access a record, such as with or without an index, is also removed. Data Query Language, DQL, Data Definition Language, DDL, Data Control Language, DCL, and Data Manipulation Language are some of the common sublanguages of SQL. SQL was originally based on relational algebra and tuple relational calculus, DML. Data query, data manipulation, insert, update and delete, data definition, schema development and change, and data access control are all included in the scope of SQL. Despite being primarily a declarative language, 4GL, SQL also has procedural components. In 1986, the American National Standards Institute, ANSI, and the International Organization for Standardization, ISO, recognized SQL as a standard. Since then, a wider range of functionality have been added to the standard. Despite the fact that there are standards, the majority of SQL code needs to be modified at least slightly before being transferred to different database systems. History and development. Edgar F. Codd's relational model was one of the first commercial languages to be used. His seminal 1970 paper, A Relational Model of Data for Large Shared Data Banks, defined the model. It became the most used database language despite not entirely adhering to Codd's relational paradigm. Donald D. Chamberlain and Raymond F. Boyce created SQL at IBM in the early 1970s after learning about the relational model from Edgar F. Codd. Originally known as SQL, Structured English Query Language, this version was created to process and retrieve data from System R, the first quasi-relational database management system created by a team at IBM San Jose Research Laboratory in the 1970s. Relational Software Incorporated, now Oracle Corporation, created their own SQL-based RDBMS in the late 1970s with the intention of selling it to the U.S. Navy, Central Intelligence Agency, and other U.S. government agencies after realizing the potential of the concepts outlined by Codd, Chamberlain, and Boyce. One of the first commercially available SQL implementations was Oracle V2, VERSION2, for VAX computers, which was released by Relational Software in June 1979. By 1986, the database language SQL language definition had been formally adopted by ANSI and ISO. In 1989, 1992, 1996, 1999, 2003, 2006, 2008, 2011, and most recently, 2016, the standard was updated.